Oh, wait, the Germans are gonna copyright me again. Ah, those Germans guys really love intellectual property, don't they? Okay. We do have 99 red balloons to celebrate this occasion in particular, boys. Alright, because check this out. Check this out. Sorry about that. I got a bit of a cough going on. Oh, there you go. It wouldn't load. Class changes for seasonal discovery phase 4 PTR. Actually, I gotta say that again because I forgot to hit record. This is gonna be a video. Spoiler alert. Okay. Pretend that the last 15 seconds didn't happen. Class changes on seasonal discovery phase 4 PTR. Guys, I always tell you, when you feel that you have a problem in life, the best solution is to complain as much as possible. I went to every podcast I could, I went to every other people's channel, in every single Twitch chat, Reddit, wherever you can find people saying something, I was there complaining about the Warrior. And it turns out that Agrand in the sky has heard our prayers. Also, I am missing this light, I should probably turn it on. Ooh. Alright, so it seems that the PTR is still down, which is a shame because we're not going to be able to test out the changes, but we do have changes. With my Winnie the Pooh coffee mug. Stupid mic stand. There you go. Like that? I like Winnie the Pooh. He's my favorite communist. Alright. So what's this boss we're talking about here? We're gonna type warrior. There we go. They like warriors, right? Let's take a look at this. Shield Slam is gonna gain 15% of attack power as additional damage. Oh my god. Prot wasn't even that bad. Prot was fine, boys. This is gonna be bonkers. Alright, let's do something else. I cannot log into the PTR. The PTR is offline. But I'm checking just in case it came up now. No, it's not online. We're gonna log into the game meanwhile. I just wanna know my warrior from phase 3, how much attack power he has. And we can extrapolate from that. There you go. I don't know why every time I turn on my launcher it says EU, it tries to get me inside the EU servers. I am not in EU, I am in US. EU? More like EU. Eastern Europeans are very mean to me. Alright, I'm logging in. We're just gonna check this out really quick here. Whoop. I was gone for a minute, I got scared. Damn, this takes a while to load. This reminds me of before I had an SSD, you know? Those were the days, you know? Installing Windows 7 on a new computer took you like 8 hours. Alright. So all I wanted to check is this. My crappy pre-raid best in Slottish. Some other stuff, but mostly pre-raid. Okay, how much attack power do I got? 586. Alright. So in phase 3, I gotta open my calculator. I gotta get that extension. There is a calculator. Alright, there we go. So the calculator right here. 586 and buffed. Of course, I gotta do an attack power battle shout. Alright, I got 724 actually. Because with attack battle shout I got 724. That's a lot more. So 724 times 0.15, 108.6. So my shield slam is gonna be doing 108.6, which is an upgrade of about 50% more damage, more or less 40%. So this is a huge buff. As a matter of fact, I think this buff wasn't even that needed. I think Prot is just fine. We don't scale off damage or anything. Also, guys, remember that Shield Slam does double threat. Okay, so the damage you generate is double. Also remember that now we're gonna scale off attack power and we're gonna scale off strength block value at the same time. So this is even a little more than 15% when you're thinking about what value you get from strength, really. So this is a huge buff. I think people are gonna sleep on it, but this is a huge buff. Of course, guys, I don't want to break too much time on prot right now because that's not the big change that we wanted to talk about. Of course. The big change, because the classes that were in trouble were the DPS Warriors, alright? Single-minded Fury. They deleted that rune of the game. I cannot show you my PTR because the PTR is offline, but basically the single-minded Fury, when the PTR came out, they made it, let's see, can we find the... Oh, there you go. Okay, so the old single-minded Fury was 10% more damage, right? The old single-minded Fury was when you were dual wielding, you got 10% more damage. But now, in the PTR, they made it so you get movement speed, and you lose threat, and that was it. They put no damage on it. Now they changed their mind. Okay, there is a change here. 10% movement speed, so that's the old value. But 2% attack speed every time you auto-attack, and you can stack it up to 5 times. This reminds me of the Ginsu's blade, remember in League of Legends, you know, like if you keep hitting the same guy, you can stack it and you get a little more attack speed every single time. You can get all the way to 10% attack speed. So this is gonna make it so Fury is only very good on single target because they're gonna lose all that attack speed if they are gonna cleave or AoE or whatever. I am willing to live with that sacrifice. I think this is still a fairly big change. It is not gonna be nearly as good as 10% more damage for many reasons. First of all, your Wind Fury procs, 10% more damage on those is gonna mean 10% more rage. You are gonna get the normal rage amount if you got 10% more attack speed. But you're gonna swing your weapon 10% faster, so you are gonna have a pretty decent rage generation. And I can live with this change. I think this change is not gonna have that many exponential problems. Yes, it is still slightly exponential. You're still gonna run into like some of the same problems the old rune had with 10% flat damage. But this is fine. I think this is a good idea by Agrend, okay? We're gonna buff the rage generation. Your white swings you're gonna get more of those. But your actual damage is not gonna be that changed. For reference, if you take a look at the Warriors logs, at the good Warriors logs, not mine, 30-something to 40% of their damage is auto attacks. So if we take a look at that, we're talking like a 5%, 4% more damage increase with this. It's not huge. It's not huge at all. But this is gonna be, except for Wind Fury procs, right? All of your rage generation is the melee swing. So this sounds like not a lot, but this is actually 10% almost exactly more rage. I think that's fine. I think that's a damn fine change. Alright, so what's the other changes? So I don't think this is gonna be quite enough to fix dual wield, mind you. I think dual wield is still gonna need like one more rune at least. But this is a good change. This is a good change. Complaining works. Complaining is the way we rise up, okay? Gamers, we are the most oppressed ethnicity in the world, gamers. We are the most oppressed people in the world as gamers. And when we complain, we rise up. All of a sudden, we see change. And I don't mean Obama change with the 4 colors, you know, like there's one color of Obama in one corner, there's another color of Obama in this corner, and there's another here like an Andy Warhol painting. No, I mean real change, okay? Things that matter, like damage of warriors in World of Warcraft. That's the kind of change that I aspire to. The threat reduction of single-minded Fury has been removed. So that means... are we gonna pull threat? I don't think we're gonna pull threat. The warriors are... the tank warriors prot is still like way healthier than the other specs, and it got a buff that arguably it didn't even need. So, I mean, that's great. That's great. So I don't think Fury is gonna catch up with the I mean, I don't think it's even gonna generate that much more threat than the other threat classes. Like, the other DPSers are gonna be generating more threat than them, so they are not gonna be the problem. The threat reduction was not necessary. Also, I guess this could help the dual wield tanks. I don't think dual wield tanking is not gonna happen. I told you before, and I'm gonna tell you again, the dream is over, the dual wield tank is over. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, it's just interesting to see that it might become a little better. Alright, so next in the list is Blizzard hating the Gladiator tank. So they saw that people could DPS as a sword and board warrior. And the next thing that they saw looking at that thing was, that's interesting. So why... so you can play with a shield and you can DPS. And some people thought, oh, so if I get a lot of gear, I can like super scale and I can actually be a tank. I'm gonna take more damage, but I'm gonna be doing a lot more damage for my raid and everybody's gonna be happy. And Agren said, no, I didn't intend for this to happen. I don't like it when you do things that I do not intend you to happen. So since you are not playing the exact way that I expected you to play, I am gonna put rails on it. I am not gonna allow you to play in a way that is not sanctioned by Blizzard headquarters. Alright? Alright? Yes. Yes, we got attacked. We're getting tracked by the class balance Gestapo over here. We're losing time, not for Gladiator stance, said the officer before he told me to dig the hole. Yeah. I am in trouble. Illegal use of warrior. You're absolutely right. This is an illegal congregation of warriors. This is not allowed, said Blizzard. So we are never again gonna use Gladiator stance for something that isn't exactly what they want us to play. And that means the Gladiator tank is dead. As you guys know, the Gladiator stance, it used to be a 10% rage deficit. It used to reduce your threat 10%, which was effectively a 40% threat reduction because defensive stance, it's 30% more threat, of course. So it was already pretty freaking hard to be a Gladiator tank. Outside from the best freaking warriors in the game, Gladiator stance was never used for tanking because it was like so hard to hold aggro. Almost nobody could even do it. So there's another buff. So there's yet another nerf aimed at stopping the Gladiator. We need another Gladiator nerf. I mean, it's a buff, but it is also a nerf. So as an additional effect, Gladiator stance is gonna increase your rage generation when attacking a target that is not actively attacking the warrior. So if you're taking damage, if you get aggro, you're not gonna get extra rage, but the Gladiator is gonna get extra rage. Conceptually, aside from the part where you're taking damage, it's not allowed, which is dumb. That's just stupid. You already took I mean, it's not gonna matter. They already took our threat away. It's not like we're gonna have any aggro at all. As a matter of fact, if you got a bad tank in your raid, being a Gladiator could be a great idea because you're never gonna pull aggro with them anymore. It's not gonna happen anymore. But this means that the main problem with the warrior, aside from missing half our damage, is that when you took all our damage away, we lost pretty much all our rage. Our rage generation is from damage. So this is a welcome change. I was talking with Jake from 3 a while ago when phase 3 came out. I think we were talking about this with Jake from 3. Basically, we were saying, we understand that percentage damage modifiers are stupid and they are bad for balance and they are never going to be balanced. We understand that. When I saw that they removed Consume by Rage, Flagellation, I didn't say that I think Flagellation or Consume by Rage should be staying the same way they were. That's not what I meant. I was mad because they took away all our damage and gave us nothing. So of course I was gonna be mad. But on the flip side of that very aspect of it, I'm a Leo. I gotta get a screwdriver and tighten this shit up. It's falling apart on me. My butt is too strong. You know, I got like those bones of steel. I am concerned about it. Where was I? I kinda lost track of thought again. I am a little exasperated. Is that a word? When you are like giggly and out of breath? Oh yeah, sorry. So what we were saying with Jake from 3 was that I think they should remove the damage modifiers, give us like a new ability or something to compensate, to keep us competitive, but I think the best way to do it is to give us a bunch of rage, all the rage we could possibly want. So you got all the buttons, you can press every single button that you want, and in return, you tone the damage down. You can balance the warrior around having infinite rage. I think that would be the best of both worlds. Give us like infinite heroic strikes and like some filler ability, and everything else is just like no damage, just rage. Like a rune that gives you a bunch of rage. Now, if we take a look at this, right here, you gain 50% increased rage when you auto-attack. So that's 50% more rage, period. That is still not gonna compensate for the damage we are missing, I think. Because we are missing 65% of our damage. But it's a start, of course. Another question I have for the PTR, let's see if it came online now. But I don't think it came online. Gotta close my... There we go. Oh, goddammit, I opened my classic again. Okay, PTR. Another question I got that I'm gonna have to check out on the PTR. You guys can tell me in the comments. Maybe, hopefully you can tell me in the comments later. Will this additively or multiplicatively add with endless rage, okay? Because if you get 20% plus 70%, or if you get 1.5 times 1.2, that's a huge difference. So if it is multiplicative, this actually could be a huge buff. If it is additive, meh. You know what I'm saying? Alright, let's see the PTR. No realms. Okay, PTR is still down. Gosh dang it, Agren, get to work. I think if you ask any warrior, they would rather have 10% more damage. Another reason that I was thinking that we were saying that I think infinite rage instead of more damage would be better to balance the game is because it's gonna even out the playing field, okay? Like, right now the problem we have is that your normal warrior, your average player is doing okay. Your normal warrior that isn't getting the best gear, that isn't getting all the consumables, that maybe isn't even playing that perfectly, because the warrior, if you time everything right, okay, that may be a little hard, fine. The guy that is playing 80%, 90% of the way there is nothing. The difference between that guy and the top players in the world is astronomical. You're allowing those, okay? People that have every bit of money, no expense, every single piece of gear, and will like do every single global perfectly. That kind of people with every world buff period, those guys are doing not 10% more damage than the 90% player. They are doing like 50% more damage because the warrior is a super exponential class. And the reason is, once again, because the more damage you have, the more rage you have, which is the more rage, the more damage, the more rage, the more damage. It is exponential, and then you become like Superman, but on crack. Superman smoking crack. Would you want to mess with Superman smoking crack? No, I wouldn't. So that's why I think this is a good change. I don't think it's a great change. I think it's in the right direction. So if you give rage instead of damage, the normal player, your Medinas of the world, you know, the people that are just okay at the game, those guys are gonna do a lot more similar damage than your allowed those in the world. They are still gonna kick my butt every single time because they play perfectly, but the gap is gonna shorten a lot. And I think that's always going to be the number one step to fixing the warrior. I would love it if they actually did this change to the other specs. I want to see something the same for two-handed or for dual wield. I don't have anything else to dual wield here. Let's see. I got a pen. Or for dual wield builds, I would love to see the same change. Something like that. A rage generation rune. You can always balance the damage around it later, but the rage is the part that matters. Because also, like on a side note, it just feels like crap. You lose a world buff and all of a sudden you're not allowed to hit your buttons anymore because you never got enough rage. That just sucks. Imagine if they took half your mana away. Not your damage. Not even your damage. Imagine if you're a mage and they took half your mana. How would you feel? Well, that's what the warrior has gotten this patch. So that's why warriors like me are like so molding. Very well. Next change over here. Thunderclap can hit up to 10 targets. Now, as you guys know, the other option is that you could... your leg rune is improved Thunderclap, so you can do... In your leg rune, you can do Thunderclap, it's gonna do more threat, and you can use it on defensive stance, and it's gonna do more damage. So that's Thunderclap. And the other rune was Consumed by Rage. Consumed by Rage, looking at these patch notes, it is still vanished of existence. Agrand still deleted that rune. It's showing up in my runes, but it doesn't do anything. It literally doesn't do anything. That rune is just like for show. It's just to have an icon on your runes. So this, with improved Thunderclap, is gonna be the way to go. Of course, we're talking tanks here. Thunderclap is already part of my rotation as a tank because it does decent threat and it's nice. I gotta keep the buff on it anyway. And now it's gonna be a really good AoE on top of our new AoE over... Shockwave. So we got 2 AoEs now. That's gonna change a little bit the rotation. I might have to do an update at the end of the PTR. But honestly, if you're taking that rune, because what else would you take? Let's see, what's in my other leg socket here? Oh right, and my game is not open yet. Warrior talent calculator. So if we take a look at the leg slot, oh my god. I got the bad kufios, dude. I'm doing pretty bad. Alright, so where's the legs? Here. Frenzied Assault, that's a decent 200 DPS rune. But okay, if you're a dual wielder, Consumed by Rage is useless. It doesn't do anything anymore. It just gives you Raging Blow, that's it. That's all it does. But here, Furious Thunder, that's your only real option. If you're two-handed, you're still gonna be using this. This is insane. But 6%, 100% more damage, and now it is gonna do 10 targets. This is a decent AoE. You know, like, you're gonna be doing like Whirlwind and Cleave, and if you get extra rage, you can dump it on Thunderclap. That might be very good. I like this. Of course, for a tank is even better. AoE threat is great. And this is intended for tanks, obviously. But still, I like this. I like this. And finally, okay, this is the big one. There we go. It is so big that Wowhead made a new article for it, guys. This is Retail Plus. This is Seasonal Retail, yes. Seasonal Retail. Welcome to Seasonal Retail. They should add a bleed to Thunderclap like Blood and Thunder in Kada. I'm gonna be controversial here, Moto. And like, of course, that would create a bunch of damage. And it wouldn't create any of the problems that we have with Warrior. It wouldn't generate any more rage. And it wouldn't exponentially ruin the class again. So, conceptually, like, balance-wise, your idea is good. Now, I don't like doing it. I'm sorry. I don't like doing it. Jinkies. I don't like that. I tried it in Cataclysm. I don't like it. No, Desolate, here's the problem, okay? The runes of the Warrior are stupid because instead of giving you an ability, for example, Raging Blow, what is wrong with... Okay, let's go here. Hand. No, chest, sorry. Raging Blow. Raging Blow was a free Mortal Strike that was a little crappier than Mortal Strike. That's basically Raging Blow. If this thing is too strong or too weak, it's not a big deal because it's one ability. The problem when you take away Flagellation, the problem when you take away... here we go. Single-Minded Fury, the problem when you take away... There you go. Consumed by Rage, is that these runes increase the damage of all your abilities. Every single part of the Warrior is buffed by your runes. So changing one rune is gonna mess with the Warrior, either gonna make it too strong or too weak. That's why these runes were super stupid. Like, Agren seems to understand the problem with the Warrior and the Rage generation and everything, and even then, he designed the perfect runes to make it impossible to balance. And now, he's gotta take them away from us. I don't think anybody's gonna be happy about that. All he had to do is come here, Raging Blow, and this is Raging Blow 2, and this is Raging Blow 5, okay? Just give us crappy abilities. Crappy new abilities. Some of them could be free of cost, okay? And if one of them is too strong, you nerf him and you don't destroy the class. Because if you nerf these 3 runes that, like he nerfed, he's taking 65% of our damage away. And all of our resource generation on top of that. So that's why Warriors are upset, okay? You understand that, right? Oh, yeah. Warriors are gonna get a new buff. That's the big change that Wowhead made an entire article about because they were so excited to see it. We are gonna get a weaker version of Onyxia's buff. Alright? As you can see, the original Onyxia buff is 10% critical strike and 5% critical strike for melee, 10% for caster, and 140 attack power. And we are getting half of that. We're getting 90 attack power, a little more than half, okay, and 5% melee crit. Wait. Oh! Okay, we are getting the same melee crit as the good Onyxia. We are not getting 5% less. We're getting 5% less spell crit. I am not a caster. Screw you guys. And we are getting 30 less at... Oh god. I swear guys, I got sick with something or something. And we are getting 30 less attack power. So we are essentially getting Onyxia for free. This and the normal Onyxia is pretty much the same thing for melee. For caster, okay, it sucks for them. So this means that we can bring basically the same buff for ourselves. So we are never going to be butt ass naked. And if you take a look at the reasoning, I like this reasoning. Developer's note. We are trying a rather radical change to essentially allow warriors to provide themselves and raid members with Dragon Slayer Light in case other raid members or themselves do not have or lost their world buffs, because warriors in particular gain a massive amount of damage power from world buffs, and the class can feel a lot less satisfying to play without them. So this will not raise the warrior's overall damage, because it is the same buff, it's not gonna stack. That's what he means. But it should bring the floor of the people that wipe, or the people that don't get the buff or whatever, with the people that do. Alright. So they are already threatening to take it away. I'm scared. But this is great, because in progression, warriors are the class that gets shafted the most. When you're progressing through a boss, alright, raid is new, day one, everybody goes there, and we wipe, and we wipe, and we wipe. It sucks for the warrior, because you go from the strongest class in the game to the weakest. Without world buffs, the warrior loses a bunch of his regeneration for the same reasons we explained 1,000 times today. So wiping affects them the most, and this thing will make it so wiping doesn't suck anymore. I like that. I think this is great. Oh, this is probably the best change so far. And I gotta say, guys, I wanna bring a shout out to Hammer Dance. Like I told you guys, I told you many times before, complaining is the way to get ahead in life. Hammer Dance went to Agre and I told him, can we get wall buffs? The warrior doesn't feel good with wall buffs. We cannot even test our class because we do not have any wall buffs. And there may very well be a case here that tweet of Hammer Dance tweeting to Agre, can we get wall buffs? Actually did like a click in his brain, and it went like, you know, Jimmy Neutron when he does like, and like in the brain it goes like, puchun. I think Agren planted the seed of something great in Agren's mind. Oh, I turned my lights off by accident. I wanted to pick up my bubble. Blessings to you, my brother. Blessings to you. Alright. So now I knocked up all my lights. I gotta stop messing with my stuff. So yes, overall, dual wielding is still not gonna be great. Dual wielding is still missing a lot of damage. Two-handed still looks like the way to go. Two-handed Fury may still be very good. I don't think two-handed Fury is gonna be too bad, even though it's not gonna be top tier anymore, of course. But this is a good change. This means that they are listening, and that's all we wanted, okay? That's all we wanted. That them showed as a little sign of, okay, we are listening to you guys, we are trying our best. So I'm gonna give them shout out to Agren, credit where credit is due. They are listening. We got still like, what, 3 more iterations of the PTR before it goes live. So they might, if they keep this direction, if they keep trying stuff carefully, we might get to a point where the warrior is good again. Prot warrior is saved. I want to say that right away, so you don't panic. The Prot warrior is definitely going to be a very strong tank. We got every 5 minutes a shield wall. We got an insanely strong shield slam. You know, double threat on 15% attack power scaling. We are never losing aggro with vigilance on us. Prot warrior deep. Prot warrior is the way to go. We're going to kick some butt. Okay, are you okay with this new stance dance nonsense? I would rather have them allowed overpowering Berserker stance, not dancing more than we used to have to. Do you have to overpower? I theorycrafted the damage nerfs, but if I must be honest with you, man, I think I haven't even thought what the warrior spec is gonna be for DPS. I did the prot because I play prot. Let's take a look. We're gonna theorycraft right now, live, okay? Let's sit here let's sit here and take a look at the runes. So we're going... I gotta get a new monitor, man. I'm going insane. Phase 4. Right here. Back. There we go. So... Okay, I think we're not gonna go arms. First of all, I mean, sudden death allows you to execute. And 10% every time you enrage. Yeah, 10% more damage. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a no-brainer right there. Like, even back in Vanilla Classic, nobody went arms. And the reason for that is very simple math, okay? Do I still got my calculator open? I gotta close this game. Oh my god, I got so many windows. How does Asmongold stream with 70 tabs open? I'm going insane already. So Bloodthirst is 45% of your attack power. But Mortal Strike is, let's see, your attack power divided by 14 times the weapon speed, which is 3.8. So, there you go. Mortal Strike is 27% of your attack power. Of course, your weapon damage, your base weapon damage is going to be higher because it's a two-hander, fine. But Bloodthirst is 45% of your attack power. So we are talking almost a double the attack power scaling on Bloodthirst. So Arms was never going to be the DPS spec for PvE. Even in two-handed, Bloodthirst does way more damage. And it's still gonna do way more damage because we're getting better gear. So we're getting an updated set from Molten Core and stuff like that. So we are gonna get better gear. So all I'm trying to say here is Fury is gonna be the way to go. We're gonna be taking fresh meat. And you think we're gonna use overpower? Because I do not seem to like see anything here that would make me wanna go overpower, honestly. I'm gonna go Endless Rage because Quick Strike sucks. And here we're gonna go Precise Timing, I guess. For the Legs Frenzy Assault, that's a no-brainer. So... Blood Frenzy or Raging Blow? Blood Frenzy, that's gonna be. So we can use random Berserker stance, so that still means no stance dancing. Helm Rune, okay. When your rend ability causes damage, your overpower is gonna activate for 9 seconds or one attack. This effect will not occur every more than 6 seconds. I feel you. I feel you. Okay, this is a bit of a problem. Now I see what you mean. We are gonna have to overpower every 6 seconds. So yeah, because arms here, overpower, improve. Can you go improve overpower if you go Deep Fury? Yes, you can. Of course you can. Like this and this and I know we're gonna go Booming Boys for the free battle shout. Might as well. I'm Theorycrafting live here. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay. We're not gonna slam. That's for sure. Improve the execute. That's a no-brainer. I guess we could take 2 points here. We're gonna take Flurry. We're gonna take Bloodthirst. There we go. So here, okay, we're gonna take Rend because we're gonna be rending. We're gonna take 2 points in Heroic Strike for DPS. Tactical Mastery for the stance dancing because we are gonna stance dance, obviously. Anger Management for Regeneration. Oh, here, Improved Overpower. I'm stupid. Deep Wounds and I wanna get Impale. That's my main. Okay. And we can even take 2 points here. Alright. So this is a 200 Fury spec right here. Now we are gonna have to overpower right here. As you see, 50% crit. Jake from 3 was saying that the Warrior is gonna have about 44% crit this phase. So this is a 94% crit. Effectively, a free crit, more or less, is almost guaranteed to crit this thing, so we have to overpower every time we can. And here Impale it is 20% more damage bonus, so this is the scaling of Overpower 2, because it is just weapon damage, right? Same thing, 27% of your attack power. It is 27% times 2.2, because it is 100 crit bonus plus 20% bonus from the Impale. So this means our scaling is going to be 59.4%. So your Overpower is going to do way more damage than Bloodthirst. Alright? So, yes. We're gonna have to overpower every time. No question about it. Also, of course, it's a guaranteed crit, so that's gonna give us a lot more deep wounds uptime, obviously. My highest DPS version on no stand dancing all the time, 17. 34 Fury with max cleave. Well, I had to test that, but the PTR is offline, sadly. Gian is making fun of the warrior again. You got any gladiator tanks? We got abysmal dog shit. It sucks being a warrior, doesn't it? Alright, so if we take a look at this. Wrecking Crew for melee crits that are gonna enrage you. 10% more damage. And this is all defensive, so it doesn't matter. We can take Gladiator, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, you don't have to stance dance. Okay, I need to test something out right now. I think I made a breakthrough. Rogue Tank is in its best spot either. Like I heard from them that they are looking at a really good class. Like from what I could hear from the rogues, I know they are happy about it. But I don't know because I never play Rogue. Rogue is like the one class that I refuse to play. I despise Rogue. Okay, I'm trying to test that right now. Okay, Blade Kaiser, we're gonna find that right now. I'm logging in. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out, okay? Don't panic. Don't panic. We're gonna figure this out. So, the game here. Do I got a 200 on me? I don't. Oh no, that's in Booty Bay. Hell no. We're gonna go to the bank right now. Right now. We're gonna figure this out. Like, I got science on my side. Okay, I got a brilliant idea. Let's see what happens. I need an ability that can only be used in battle stance. So to test this, we're gonna take Rend right here. I'm gonna put it here. I don't even have it on my bars because I don't use it. So that's something I'm gonna have to change in the next phase probably. But wait, we're going to the bank right now. We're gonna kick some ass. Oh my god, mounts in vanilla are so slow. I've been playing Cataclysm for like after a month of Cataclysm and flying everywhere. This feels like, you know, you're on heroin or something. This is awful. This is not fun. Let's see here.
What can I help you with?
Oh yeah, I got this axe from Sunken Temple.
For the Horde.
Alright. So I got this. And I can go oh, that animation is super cool. Okay, it says here that I can't, but we're gonna see that. Oh my god, I can't wait. I am this close from breaking the warrior, guys. Okay, there's a board right there. We're gonna blood rage. God damn it. Oh god. Alright, you're right. It doesn't allow you. Okay, so I was thinking maybe if we take Gladiator stance and we stay in Gladiator stance, if it lets us do all the other abilities even though we don't have a shield, like I would sacrifice the 3% crit to be able to do that, but we can't. This sucks. Okay, so Gladiator stance two-handed is dead. I didn't know that. I never tried, okay? I never tried. I'm a tank. Okay? If I'm Gladiator, it's because I got a shield on me. I never even like suspected it. Alright, so we're gonna have to stance dance. That's what you're saying right now. We're gonna have to stance dance. Of course, the set bonus too, but I wasn't even thinking about that. Like, just aside from that, like, let's not even take it into account. We have to stance dance anyway. Oof. 6 seconds. Bloodthirst has a cooldown of 6 seconds. Okay, this seems like we can figure something out. Whirlwind, I forgot the cooldown of Whirlwind. Let's see, it is 10 seconds. Yeah, I mean, it would help a lot to the damage if we could have overpower on Berserker stance. Huh. Now I got a bit of a dilemma. Do I wanna even do Whirlwind at this point? Oh, I got so much to test on the PTR. Because if I look at this that we're seeing right now, that we're gonna be forced to do overpower. We take a look here. And that overpower, what is it? Helmet rune. You're gonna get overpowers for free constantly every 6 seconds. You cannot use Rend on Berserker stance either, I think. I don't know, I never use Rend, it's a terrible ability, so yes, you cannot use it either. I started doubting again. Why would he be in Berserker stance? Honestly. Whirlwind is a terrible, it's your worst ability. The proc, the free slam? Is that what you mean, the free slam? Oh, you're right, you can use Rend in Berserker stance. Let's look at the things on two sides. Berserker stance is 3% crit. Battle stance is free overpower. You can still use your Bloodthirst. Every single part of your kit is gonna work just fine, but you have 3% less crit. If you take precise timing, you get a very effective way of dumping your rage, because precise timing, the slam, is gonna be essentially the same as Whirlwind. It is just a weapon damage as an ability. The only reason I would be in Berserker stance and do Whirlwind at this point is to cleave. Yes, exactly. That's the only reason I see for it. Why would I go Berserker stance and dump all my rage? Like, granted, if you're insane at the game, okay. If you're insane at the game, sure. Of course, you want to go there and go do the stance dancing when you can. When you are low on rage, that's where I would do it, okay? If you're like under 25 rage, so you can go to Berserker without losing your rage, it might make sense to go Berserker stance and do a whirlwind and then going back to battle stance. You're gonna stand in battle stance forever, and all you lose is 3% crit, and you're gonna have a lot more rage. You're gonna have all the same abilities. Your rage dump, you're gonna have a slam, which is essentially the same thing, and you got a perfect way to dump your rage with it. You can have pretty much free heroic strikes forever because of all the new rage generation crap. Why would I ever go Berserker stance? I think we're not gonna stance dance at all. Unless we are talking about the 1%ers, you know, the people that wanna hit that perfect parse, the best of the best of the best warriors. It is not worth it. It's not worth it. Well, you can take Improved Thunderclap because Improved Thunderclap is... you lose 20% damage. I mean, if you are dual wielding, you have to because you got nothing, I get it. But otherwise, yeah, there's no... Yeah. It's a talent. What talent? In Thunderclap is technically arms for some reason in vanilla. But I don't see it. Oh, here. Yeah, it's not worth it. I mean, if you're gonna hit 10 targets, yeah, it's probably gonna be worth it for AoE. Fine, I get that. I feel you. I mean, you should take Tactical Mastery though, because you might, when you're low on rage, you still can do Whirlwind. If you're under 25 rage, it is still worth it to be on Berserker stance, you know? But it's gonna be super technical, and like, you can just stay on battle stance forever, so I get that too. I understand that. Oh, this is a mind game. No, wait. Blade Kaiser, you have to take battle Tactical Mastery. You have to. This is like 1 rage every 10 seconds or something. Anger management, you need it for anger management, right? Let's see. Okay, 1 rage every 3 seconds. There you go. Yeah, you need it. Like, you need anger management. I mean, I understand if you don't like Tactical Mastery, but it's not for Tactical Mastery. This is a lot of rage that you're wasting. Unless you're doing speed. Rage is rage. Who the hell? When have you asked a warrior and he told you, I have enough rage? Have you ever met a warrior that told you I have enough rage? I don't know that man. The day I meet that man, I'm gonna be terrified for my life. That's for damn sure. I wouldn't want to meet that man. It's auto combat? No, it's in combat. In combat, okay, it's not in the tooltip. It's not in the tooltip. This is a problem with Blizzard. But right here. There you go. Generates 1 rage every 3 seconds. It's right there on Wowhead. That's in combat. In combat. It does slow down the rage that you lose out of combat, but it generates rage in combat. I don't know why Blizzard never actually put it on the tooltips. But it was there though. It was there. It generates rage passively on combat. So you need it. You do need it. Need more rage. Need more rage. Oh, bro. You seen that Wolfer's Ragnarok skill where there's a rogue and the rogue is like just mashing one button and it's like, need more energy. Need more energy. Need more energy. Like, how did people not go insane? Disable that shit, brother. That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. Like, would you guys do any change to this? Because I don't see any other way that they could play the Warrior DPS right now. I can workshop it. I mean, it's not that much rage, but it is 1 rage every 3 seconds. It is definitely something you can, like, get. it is gonna move the needle. Especially if you're looking at fights like, I don't know, Randy Nubers, one example, where there's like phases where you cannot even hit the boss, but you're still gonna be in combat. Yeah, that's gonna matter. There should be a Kotick world buff that generates rage for all warriors on the server. No, that's Agrend. That's Agrend. That's the name. That's the guy that took my damage away, okay? That Bobby Kotick has nothing to do with this game decision, okay? I guarantee you, Bobby Kotick doesn't even know what warrior rage is. Like, you ask Bobby Kotick, what is rage for warriors, Bobby? And he's like, I don't know. I just make other people do stuff for me. That's what Bobby Kotick doesn't. He didn't decide this, okay? Bobby Kotick has nothing to do with this change, Gian. That's for damn sure. Okay, we're gonna blame him when we need to blame him. Seasonal discovery? What's that? Yeah, I don't know, like, can we take one more? No. Would I take 1% less damage here for one more heroic strike here? One less point? No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I think this is airtight. I think this is airtight, guys. Yeah. I am not gonna stand stance, okay? This is the conclusion I wanted to reach this whole time. DPS Warrior, if you are two-handed, you are never gonna stand stance. It is a waste of your time. Period. Dual Wield Warrior, no way it is viable. They got shafted. But just stay on battle stance, okay? Sacrifice your Whirlwind. It's fine. We don't need it. We don't need it. I mean, even if you were on dual wielding, right? Dual wield Fury. You're sacrificing the worst ability still. Like, Whirlwind is even worse. I don't know, wherever you look at it, it just doesn't make no damn sense. Yeah, like, I think the way to go is gonna be two-handed warrior. And I think the warrior will be just in battle stance. We're not gonna swap to Berserker anymore. It's just a waste of time. You're comparing 27% attack power scaling to 59 and 45, because you can still bloodthirst in Berserkers in battle stance. Endless Rage doesn't matter for Gladiator. Need Devastate Rune. I wonder if it is viable with the Shield Slam buff as well. No, I mean, like, if you're going deep prot, you're not gonna be Gladiator. Like, that's way less damage than Fury. Well, if you are rage capping... If you are rage capping, would you? If you're rage capping, would you, like, change anything about what we're looking at here? I'm not trying to mess with you. I am, like, dead serious. Like, that may very well be the point now with the changes that we're gonna be rage capping, but what would you change if that's the case? Because I still, like, even if I'm rage capping, I'm probably not gonna be stance dancing. Sorry, just popped on the street. Could you do a quick TLDR, please? So, yeah, Fury Warriors are getting 10% more attack speed, and Prot Warriors got a Shield Slam buff. It does a lot more damage. And we're also getting Onyxia buff. Yeah, like, Warriors can literally do Onyxia buff now. Just because you're gonna think I'm kidding. No, it's right here. See? Yeah, Warriors get the Onyxia buff. We can bring the Onyxia buff to the raid. Take that. And the PTR is still not up, but we're gonna check. We're gonna check once again before we shut everything down. Okay, we're shutting down WoW Classic tonight, boys. No, let's see here. I'm kidding. I am opening up the PTR right now. Big moment for the Warrior boys. The PPR, no, it's still shut down. See? Yep, shut down. There is no PTR, boys. Sadly, we're gonna have to wait to confirm this, so I'm gonna need you to tell me in the comments if, like, if you tested something and you found something different, because it's gonna happen later. So sadly, But yeah, overall, once again, to reiterate, good direction. These changes make sense. Now, for Dual Wield Fury and for two-handed Fury and Arms Warriors are never gonna work. I think it's fine if you never want to make Arms Warriors viable in PvE, because if you buff the damage of Arms, it's gonna be super broken in PvP. I'm fine with that. I understand that. But I think Fury is gonna need still like one more buff. I think one more rune agrand and the Fury Warrior is gonna work again. Gladiator is meh. Fine. I don't care. I don't think... The only people that were still playing Gladiator were people that were tanking with Gladiator and you destroyed it because you, God forbid, somebody plays the Warrior in a way that you do not enjoy. But fine, I don't care. Like, just one more rune or one more something for Fury and I think we're gonna be in a good spot again. Like, this is a good start. We still got like 2 or 3 more patches on the PTR before it goes live. I like our chances. It is just good to hear that they are listening, man. Do you think they are still gonna hide Titan's Grip? No, it's never gonna happen in Season of Discovery. Like, Moto... Here's the problem, right? So, the reason that we got Titan's Grip in Retail is because in Retail the abilities are normalized. So, your Mortal Strike or your whatever is it says weapon damage on the tooltip, but it is actually normalized. If you get a super slow weapon or if you get a super fast weapon, it is the same amount depending on your DPS plus your attack power, no matter the speed. But if you're gonna get Titan's Grip and you're getting 2 super slow weapons, that's gonna be super busted in vanilla. Like, if they do Titan's Grip in Classic, it's gonna be super broken unless they put like some sort of normalization on it and people are not gonna like it. So I totally understand why Agrand doesn't wanna put Titan's Grip in the game. I think it doesn't make any sense in vanilla. It makes sense in Wrath of the Lich King because once again your Mortal Strike and everything is normalized in there. For two-handed warriors, is Fury spec? Yes. It's always gonna be Fury spec, okay? One last clarification here. So... Here, what in the talents? What do you get as Arms and what do you get as Fury? Because obviously, I get it. Fury is the one for dual wielding and Arms is the one for two-handed. But actually, Bloodthirst is 45% of your attack power. Mortal Strike, if you do the math, okay, because this is weapon damage, Mortal Strike is 27% of your attack power. So we are talking almost like a little more than half. So Mortal Strike is like a 40% weaker ability. What else do you get as Arms? You get Impale. You can still get Impale if you go Fury. So that's not even a comparison. The only thing you're sacrificing is 3% more damage on two-handed. Sweeping Strikes, fine. Sweeping Strikes is a good ability. And 5% crit. I mean, that you can get hidden. I mean, you can get both these if you're Arms, because if you go Arms, you can go Hidden Aid. So you are losing 5% crit, 3% damage, and Sweeping Strikes. If you go Fury, you get a better ability, because this is almost double as strong. You get 30% attack speed every time you crit. 30% is way bigger than 3%, guys. You get Death Wish, which is 20% more damage. You get Improved Execute, which is also super good. There is Fury is always going to be better in PvE. Arms was never designed in vanilla for PvE. It's not supposed to be the PvE spec. It's for PvP. All the abilities are PvP. Hamstring, reducing healing, charge. That's all PvP stuff. So, like, yeah, I think we're just gonna go Fury forever. At level 60 especially, because you can get all the good stuff from Arms while still getting the top talents of Fury. So it is like, you're not sacrificing anything if you go Fury anymore. So Fury is always gonna be the way to go in PvE. Unless we see something like, I don't know, a rune that does Mortal Strike is gonna do double damage. Something crazy like that, I don't think it's gonna ever be good. Period. Oh, I love complaining, guys. Do you guys like complaining? I like complaining. Oh, yeah. I ran out of water. Winnie the Pooh mug. What's the rotation so far? Well, we're not gonna stance at all. That's also, I don't know if you missed that, but we're not gonna stance. I added it up, it doesn't make any sense. Like, we're just gonna be doing the... we're gonna be taking these runes. And we're gonna be doing Overpower first of all, then we're gonna be do Bloodthirst, and then we're gonna do Slam with precise timing. And everything we can spare, we go to Heroic Strike, and that's it. I mean, Rend, of course, you wanna Rend. You wanna keep Rend up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's actually gonna be super simple. It is not worth it. It's not worth it to stance dance at all. No. Okay, Bruno, I get it. It scales of weapon damage more than AP. Let's do some math here. Actually, I got something else to talk about. Let's see, what is it? Here, we actually got to see the new Arcanine Reaper. Take a look at this. 84 attack power, 67 DPS. This is gonna be our new weapon. This is gonna be 4 attack, 4 speed. So as you can see, this is the stupidest weapon in the game, right? Okay, so 67. Okay, here, sorry, 215. Let's be generous. 322. Like, if you take the swing speed, it is 322 plus, let's assume here for imagination that we got 1100 attack power. People in Sunken Temple already have 1100 attack power, so it's not a crazy thing to say, right? So we have 322 from the weapon swing, 1100 attack power, and we're gonna multiply it by 0.20. No, actually, I gotta do that math again. Give me a minute. 1 divided by 14 times 4. 28%. It's gonna be a little higher because it's 4. It's super slow. Super slow, right? So 28.5. Okay. Our Mortal Strike is gonna do 635 damage. With the best weapon in the game, and it is super slow. 4 attack speed. There is only like 3 weapons in all of vanilla that have 4 attack speed, right? Now, if we do the same thing for Bloodthirst, 1100, 45, 495. Well, Albi, you're right. Gosh dang it. Yeah, your Mortal Strike is gonna do a little more damage. Let's see, 635. That's what it's gonna do, minus what it's gonna do here, the Bloodthirst, 495. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, your Mortal Strike is gonna hit 140 harder if you got the best weapon in the game than Bloodthirst. Now, if we do the equation differently here, I gotta go to Symbolab. Give me a minute. I gotta get Symbolab. We're gonna do math on stream, guys. You like math? You guys like math? Because I am really bad at it. So this right here, this is the equation for Mortal Strike on a weapon with 4 attack speed, right? X is gonna be our attack power. And this is gonna be X times 0.45. So this is gonna be Mortal Strike and this is gonna be Bloodthirst. We're gonna see how much attack power you need to actually be able to do the same damage with Bloodthirst as your attack power with the best weapon in the game. This mat is with the best super broken weapon in the game, okay? Gosh dang it, why you gotta type it as a fraction? Okay, 1951. So if you hit 1900 attack power, Bloodthirst is gonna do more damage than Mortal Strike with a weapon of 4 attack speed. You have to convert the weapon's DPS into attack power. That's what I did, yes. See? Where is that, Matt? I kinda lost track of thought here. Okay, here. Your attack speed formula for scaling is your attack power, divided by 14, and then you multiply it by your attack speed. So the slower the weapon, the more scaling you get. So you get 28.5%. That's gonna be your attack power scaling with your weapon damage when you get a weapon speed of 4. The thing about like Mortal Strike versus Bloodthirst is gonna start a lot stronger because you get the base weapon damage at the start. But Bloodthirst is gonna scale a lot better, so over time Bloodthirst is gonna overtake it. Can I graph it? Oh, look at that, boys! Graphs! You guys love graphs, don't you? Hell yeah! So as you can see over here, that's a perfect representation. The blue line is Bloodthirst and the green line is Mortal Strike. If you go to the 0 here, assuming 0 attack power, they are gonna do 322 because the weapon damage is there. But the thing is that Bloodthirst has more scaling, so over time it's gonna climb faster, and then it's gonna overtake it. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, there you go. Blade Kaiser is saying that he already reached 2300 attack power on pre-raid vesting slot plus consumables. And that is probably without a Feral Druid. Did you have a Feral Druid on that? So yeah, like people can already reach, once again, going back here. Oh my god, I didn't think this was gonna be like this intense today. There you go. So, gosh dang it. Okay, here. So you gotta hit 1951 attack power to do more damage with Bloodthirst than Mortal Strike. And he's telling me that he already hit 400 more attack power than that. So, yeah. Bloodthirst is still gonna do more damage. Okay, he's talking about the best buffs in the game right there. So, I think if you're in pre-raid vesting slot and in an okay guild, you're probably gonna be looking at like about the same damage Bloodthirst and Mortal Strike. But like there's already people in the PTR that can have more damage on Bloodthirst than Mortal Strike. And that's without taking into account all the tier 1 gear. Because once you get Molten Core gear, you are obviously gonna be above it. No, 322 is the base weapon damage. Right here. See? 322. That's the base weapon. With 0 attack power, you're gonna do 322. There is always gonna be a flat 322 added to it. That's why you see here, 322, that's a flat amount. 322 you're gonna hit no matter what because that's your weapon. Then you add the attack power scaling, which is 28.5. Because 28.5, where did I put that one? 1 divided by 14 times 4, because that's the weapon speed. 28.5 scaling. You see? This is the weapon damage, and this is the scaling. And Bloodthirst doesn't have any base damage, it is only attack power. So that's why it's only like, I cannot highlight it for some reason. There you go. The other one, the other side is Bloodthirst. You see? 45%. Yeah, so like, yeah, there you go. Like, it's already doing more damage. And it's only gonna get better over time because Bloodthirst is always gonna be climbing higher. As you can see over here. The blue line keeps overtaking and higher and higher and higher. The gap is gonna widen. I am doing math on stream. All those years I wasted in college are good for something now, god damn it. They were telling me, oh, you're never gonna use this algebra, man. You're never gonna use this algebra. Algebra is for idiots, you know? There you go. Autism. There's always, if you're autistic, you're always gonna need algebra. Yeah, also, like what Blake Kaiser is saying, that doesn't even take into account the 30% haste. Because if you look at the talents here, 30% attack speed or 3% damage and 5% crit. So 3% times 5% or 30%. 30% is way more. Well, if you're critting, that's double. So you gotta double up Bloodthirst too. That's not very fair. Critting is double the scaling because you're doing double damage. It's never gonna, like, you gotta compare it to another crit of Bloodthirst. Like, you gotta check how much you're critting with Bloodthirst. But at 1200, you're still gonna do less damage with Bloodthirst than with Mortal Strike, though. Well, with 1200, it should be doing, I got the math for that actually here. 1200, you should be doing the damage of 664. There you go. That's the damage you should be making with the best weapon in the game that is not in the PTR yet. I am not taking into account modifiers. That's the gap, okay? Because you got like 10% damage from the runes here. It's not gonna be the same because of this. I am not taking into account this, the 10% from here, and the 10% from here. So you're gonna be doing 20% more than that. But Bloodthirst is gonna have the same modifier, so it is not relevant for this question. I am sick as fuck. Oh boy. Yeah, you can sim it if you like. Don't get me wrong. I would like it to see like an arms spec, but I don't think we're gonna see arms. Like, unless they do something like where they increase the damage of Mortal Strike without making it used in PvP. Like, Mortal Strike is gonna do twice as much damage only to mobs. Maybe something like that could fix it, but I don't think we're gonna see Mortal Strike ever. We're not gonna see arms ever. Are you sudden dead? I don't like it. I don't know. I didn't test it. I am willing to give you the win on that one if you say sudden death is better, because I didn't test this one. I just hate execute, bro. Honestly, it might make sense, you know, because if it's true that we're rage capping so freaking much, you know, you might as well do execute to drop it. I mean, that could be effective. That could be useful. I'm open to the idea. That could work. Ugh. I would have to come up with some way to calculate the cost of opportunity of losing all that rage versus something else. And I don't want to do all that math. That's a lot of math, okay? We're talking like like 3 lines of equations right there. I'm not gonna touch that thing with a 10-foot pole. I'm gonna give you the win on that one. I am willing to accept that one. Oh yeah, if you get like a bunch of rage, it's gonna do a lot of damage. That for them, sure. You know, like, that's why I'm willing to accept it. I think it might be the play. Like, especially because you don't have the hit penalty anymore, so Heroic Strike is not nearly as important. All you can do is glance. I mean, it may very well be that glancing more swings is still worth it if you're gonna do like a bunch of executes. That's reasonable. I can live with that. I just have to go into the PTR and test it, so I don't know. Tell me in the comments, guys. Can somebody compare sudden death and what's the other one? I forgot the name on. Fresh meat. Because the only way we can figure this out is to sim it, and the sim is not updated yet. So I don't know, go to the PTR and test it for me. Can you do that for me? Romstein, they remove flagellation. There is no flagellation anymore. We don't. No, we're not gonna stance dance anymore, no. Unless you're like the top 1% warrior in the game and you wanna get like 2% more damage, you're never gonna stance dance ever. We came into that conclusion. So I think, ironically, this rotation is even healthier. Yep. This rotation is even easier, I think. I like it. Alright boys, I'm probably gonna go to the PTR tomorrow and we're gonna theorycraft the DPS spec and we're probably gonna make a video on that, but these are good changes. I got hope here. Hope is hard to come by in this cold earth of ours that God has forsaken. So subscribe, leave a like, join the Discord, and thank you for watching. No, for real, I'm gonna go. I am feeling awful. I got a cough on me. Oh god, I feel terrible. So thank you for coming, for real, guys. Join the Discord. I'm gonna link you my crappy talent build right here, just because you... Actually, I'm gonna put it on the Discord so I can save it for later. I'm gonna drop it on general, and you can join the Discord. Where's my link? There we go. You can join the Discord right here. So you can check it out if you want to iterate on it and like pick my brain on it and like change something. I would love to see that. You know, we are warrior brothers. We gotta help each other. And yeah, let's kick some ass. See you, boys.